Watch parties held in schools across the GTA as Canada loses to the U.S. in the gold medal game for women's hockey in overtime.
The federal government announces new measures to combat extortion, a growing problem in the Peel region.
And we're live on the Danforth tonight, getting reaction to the return of the Taste of the Danforth Festival. This is Live at 5.
Hello, I'm Arda Zakarian.
I'm Liz West, and welcome to Live at 5. The Canadians have lost to the Americans in the gold medal game in women's hockey. The United States winning 2-1 in overtime. Canada jumped out to a 1-0 lead with a shorthanded goal early in the second period. The Americans tied it up in the final minutes of the third. Canada securing a silver medal in defeat. And this was the scene at a bar in Italy as dejected Canadian fans reacted to the overtime goal. Canadians proud of the effort of the women's team, but disappointed in the end result as Canada came so close to another gold medal in a sport that the women have really dominated at the Olympics. And watch parties held at schools across the city today, including here at Bessborough Drive Public School in East York.
It was a really close game, and it was a little disappointing to realize that we lost since it was gold, but it's okay, but still a little disappointing.
It's kind of disappointing that they lost, but I feel like they played like a really good game, and it was like super close, especially since like we lost like 5-0 the time before that.
It was fun to watch, and it was engaging, and it was like we were on our toes almost, and I think that in the end, I mean, Canada will come back hopefully and win gold some other time.
It was a bunch of fun. I mean, the score doesn't really matter because even though they didn't get the gold, we all came and we celebrated women's hockey, and I think that's the most important part of this.
And it's still not clear whether Sidney Crosby will suit up for Canada tomorrow. Crosby left yesterday's quarterfinal matchup against Czechia after suffering a leg injury midway through the second period. Coach John Cooper says the team is taking it day by day, and Crosby will play if he can. Canada's team plays Finland tomorrow morning with a spot in the gold medal game on the line. The United States takes on Slovakia in the other semifinal. And Canada's women's curling team has advanced to the playoffs at the Olympics. Rachel Homan beating South Korea 10-7 for a fifth straight win. Despite starting the games 1-3, Canada finishes the preliminary round as one of the top 4 teams in the competition and will play Sweden tomorrow in the semifinal.
A man has serious injuries following a stabbing on Queen West. It happened just after 2 o'clock. It was near Bathurst and Queen. The victim, believed to be in his 30s, he was stabbed inside a building and rushed to a hospital. Police are still working on suspect information. And the federal finance minister was in Mississauga today to announce new measures to combat extortion across the country. CP24 crime analyst Steve Ryan joins us live now from Peel region with the details. Steve?
Yeah, according to Peel Police and Mayor Brown's office, there are certain parts of the South Asian community in Brampton that have been victims of extortion. Extortion is pay me or else, and there are often threats of violence, and you don't have to actually carry out those threats of violence. The mere fact that you made the threat is enough for police to lay extortion charges. So as a result, many of these small businesses and larger businesses here in Brampton, we're showing you B-roll right now, and just shows you how emboldened these criminals are, firing at houses as a result of extortion demands not being met. And this was some of the surveillance video that was captured, and we reported on this over the past few months. So as a result, many of these businesses are being extorted, and Peel Police have committed a task force to dealing with this uptick in this type of investigation. Now, back in January, we reported on a extortion summit here in Peel Region where the federal government granted $1 million to Peel Regional Police so that they can put that towards their task force. And today, the finance minister, federal finance minister, advised that they were providing extra resources to police services across the country, mostly in Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia. And that would include abilities for these police services to share intel when it comes to investigating organized crime. And also banking institutions as well will be given other resources. They could recognize if there were proceeds of crime being transferred from one account to another as a result of extortions being made and demands being paid. We did hear from the finance minister earlier on today, and I also spoke with Mayor Brown's deputy mayor here in Brampton, and here's comments from the two of them. Let's listen.
When you see the deputy chief of police saying, yeah, this is what is going to help us to make a difference, you know you're on the right track. And I assured him, if that's not enough, we'll double down again to make sure that with our law enforcement partner, we can do that.
It's a step in the right direction. It's good to see more resources being given to FinTrack to deliver faster intelligence to our law enforcement agencies. Myself and Mayor Brown have advocated for this for many months. Extortions are trending in the wrong directions, and we feel like if you follow the money, this will help us get a good hold on the rising extortion cases here in the region.
Now, this is certainly not a reflection on the South Asian community. This is organized crime recognizing what they see as an opportunity or what they perceive to be a vulnerable community. This is why this community is being targeted. And just to add to what the deputy mayor said there, Mayor Brown released a statement himself this afternoon saying that he welcomes the support and the resources being provided by the federal government, and he and his council remain committed to assisting their constituents and assisting Peel Regional Police in dealing with the disruption and dismantling of this organized crime who are committing these offenses here in Peel Region.
All right, thanks for that, Steve. That's CP24's crime analyst, Steve Ryan, live from Peel Region.
And police are investigating after shots were fired in the Eglinton West area overnight. This was a scene at a condo complex near Keele and Cannon Jackson Drive. Police say shots were fired around 3 o'clock this morning. A glass pane on a balcony was broken, as well as a sliding glass door. No one was injured. We spoke to residents about the gunfire.
Yeah, kind of in the middle of the night, heard what sounded like 4 shots. Bang, bang, bang. I've not heard shots before, so I wasn't sure if that's what it was. My partner said he heard some scuffling, just kind of regrouping this morning of what happened last night, but it wasn't any cause for alarm. I didn't again know that it was shots. He just said that he heard maybe some people talking, whether it was down on the ground near the building where our unit is. It's kind of close to somewhat of an alley in the complex. So yeah, but not sure what to make of it. And then this morning, coming out from my walk, I saw the police on my floor. I do live on the 3rd floor, so I was kind of not sure putting the pieces together.
My wife heard, and she woke me up and said, like, I heard some gunshots. And then we were hoping like we'll hear some police siren, something if someone is calling. But I think I have 5-10 minutes. Nothing happened, then I went to sleep.
Police have not released many details, including any suspect descriptions or whether they think this was a targeted shooting.
And one person is under arrest. Another is being sought after a string of break-and-enters in Milton. The 29-year-old man is facing 26 charges relating to 13 break-ins. That's between September and December of last year. Police say a search of his home on Tuesday turned up jewelry, trail cameras, and electronic devices believed to have been used to watch and target homes. Police say the suspects focused on homes backing onto green spaces and used e-scooters on the trail system, jumped fences, smashed into homes through rear patio doors. More than $400,000 in valuables were stolen. Police are asking for help in identifying a second suspect who remains outstanding. Investigators believe the men are responsible for additional break-and-enters in Milton and surrounding communities. So if you recognize them, contact police or Crime Stoppers.
Police are asking for help to find a missing man in North York. Take a look at his photo. 23-year-old Odion was last seen Monday morning near Jane and Wilson. He's described as being 5'10" and 178 pounds. Odion was last seen wearing a black winter coat, black pants, and 1 slipper. Police are concerned for his safety.
Another complainant testified today at Frank Stronach's sexual assault trial here in Toronto. The woman, who's the fourth complainant to take the stand, told court about what she called a degrading and horrifying incident in the early 80s after going for dinner with Stronach. She also repeatedly referred to her preparatory meetings with the prosecution. Stronach's lawyer has previously indicated she would seek a stay of proceedings over allegations some of the complainants may have been coached by prosecutors. The 93-year-old billionaire has pleaded not guilty to 12 charges related to 7 complainants.
Let's check on the commute now with CP24's traffic specialist, Adjoa and Siawa. Adjoa, the roads are busy, to say the least.
They really are. And, we have a couple of problems that are impacting the drive, Arda. So we'll start on the 401 if you're traveling on the westbound side. This is on the approach to Kiel. In the collectors, hard to see how many lanes are blocked, but it does look like it is the 2 left lanes that are blocked because of this situation. So it's a bit busy from about Don Mills. Looks like it's not as bad as it was before. So drivers just probably doing the smart thing and sticking with the Express to avoid this problem. Very busy on the Niagara-bound lanes of the QEW, starting from Appleby line, continues slow all the way out towards about Brent because of the stalled vehicle blocking the left lane and shoulder. And it remains a busy go on the northbound 427. Delays start from approaching Dundas, and they continue in sections all the way up to the 401. But again, no live lane problems. On city streets, the collision blocking lanes on Royal York just south of Bloor.
This CP24 traffic report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Enjoy the journey with a stress-free commute.
I'm going to hand it over to Samantha TC at the TTC Transit Control Center. Good afternoon, Samantha. Just checking in to see if any issues are hindering the commute for commuters on TTC.
Thanks so much, Adra. Good afternoon. We are experiencing a delay right now along our Line 6 Finch West. There is an ongoing security incident at the Sentinel station, so service has been suspended between Tobermory and Finch West stations. Now, if you are traveling through the area, we got you covered with plenty of shuttle buses. They are running the entire length of the line from Finch West all the way to Humber College stations. Now, looking underground, things are moving well on our subway system with no delays reported on lines 1, 2, or 4. Now, a few bus detours to be aware of if you are headed out. The 18 Caledonia and 47 Lansdowne buses are detouring northbound around the intersection of Eglinton and Caledonia during storm drain replacement going on in that area. And looking a little further west, the 55 Warren Park buses are detouring because of a stalled auto that's blocking the southbound lanes at Old Dundas and Dundas Street West. So to stay up to date on the latest, make sure to check us out at the ttc.ca website. And that's it for us at Transit Control. I'll send it back to you in the newsroom.
Thank you so much for this, Samantha.
And the GTHA is cleaning up from yet another winter wall-up. A messy mix of snow and ice pellets and freezing rain led to dozens of collisions yesterday, along with transit delays and flights and school bus cancellations. At an event in Scarborough today, Mayor Olivia Chow was asked about the city's response to the latest storm.
It seems to be quite smooth. They've been salting. They've been removing snow. In my way to come up to Scarborough here, we did not encounter any problem. And I want to thank the city staff that have been out there. We knew that this was coming yesterday, and and over the weekend there was a lot of planning done. So a lot of the snow have mostly removed, and we can handle what Mother Nature gives to us.
Tomorrow may bring another messy mix of weather. Rain is expected to begin overnight and last through the morning before a transition to flurries by the day's end. It's now 5:14, 1 degree. This is Live at 5.
And coming up, we are live on the Danforth tonight, getting reaction to return of the Taste of the Danforth.
Welcome back. The Taste of the Danforth is set to return this summer for the first time since 2023. Premier Doug Ford offered just yesterday to help revive the popular summer festival. CP24 CJ Liu joins us live from the Danforth with more. It is so much fun being out there in August with all of those people and eating amazing food.
Yes, so exciting. And that's all going to be back this summer with the Taste of Danforth returning after being away for 3 years. The last festival was in 2023. Then they canceled it in 2024 because of funding issues. They canceled it again in 2025. And we just got the great news yesterday that they plan on bringing it back. So circle your calendars now. August 7th and 9th. That is when the Taste of Danforth is expected to be back this year. And we have been here on the stretch in Greektown talking to businesses, getting some reaction to the festival being back this year. I'm here at Pantheon. It's typically extremely busy here, this Greek restaurant with Rampton, the co-owner. Rampton, how excited are you to have Taste of Danforth come back after 3 years away?
I'm really excited because the past 2 years we were hoping that we could have the spotlight on Danforth where the Greek town gets the recognition, and it's finally coming back. So we're really excited to serve all the people that are going to be coming, and the weather's going to slowly get better too, so you're going to have a nice scenic view, and just the vibe and atmosphere is a place to be at.
You mentioned that you guys are typically pretty busy. It's Rezo only. So you don't technically need a lot of people coming here in the summer. So how does the Taste of Danforth help you guys out?
So usually we are Rezos only, but during the Taste of Danforth we have like big lineups, and people are really excited to taste the food if they haven't come here, because when they're walking by, it's going to be crowded in the street. They're going to see like this restaurant. They're going to be like, oh, there's a long lineup. They probably have good food, and we're really happy and excited to have them come and actually try our food, because we know that we have the best food on Danforth, and when they come here, they're going to be a 100% satisfied customer.
And a lot of people will be coming here as well. 1 million people are expected to show up every single year for the Taste of Danforth. But let's come over this way. Let's meet Michael. He's been working here for quite some time. So you were here during the last Taste of Danforth in 2023. What was that like?
Yes. So I work here on the Danforth around 10 times for the Taste of the Danforth. It's the biggest Greek festival going on in Canada. Used to be come here 1 million people every summer. It's very good for the Greek restaurants, for the Greek town, and it's lots of fun for the people with the families. So I invite next summer all the people to come here to participate and to see this amazing Greek festival here on the Greek town in Toronto.
It's always something people look forward to in the summertime. The weather is nice. People are coming down here having a big party. What's your favorite part of the festival?
It's the Greek music with the Greek states they have, and they have lots of Greek music with traditional songs. And the Greek food, all these Greek restaurants here, they put the patios with the Greek food, and it's very enjoyable with a nice weather summertime for everybody to come here and enjoy.
So exciting. Well, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll be seeing you around for Taste of Danforth. But again, Arda and Liz, circle your calendars now, August 7th to 9th. That is when the festival is making a comeback this summer.
So exciting. Thank you so much for this, Sija. It's 5:19, 1 degree. This is Live at 5.
Up ahead, the brother of King Charles, the former Prince Andrew, has been released after being arrested today on his birthday.
Welcome back. Former Prince Andrew has been released from custody hours after he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Andrew was photographed in the back of a vehicle leaving a police station in eastern England, not far from his home. Police say he was released under investigation, meaning he has neither been charged nor exonerated. Andrew's arrest is the first of a senior British royal in nearly 4 centuries. And police say they opened an investigation after assessing reports that Andrew sent confidential trade reports to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in 2010. At the time, he was Britain's special envoy for international trade. The former prince, who is now known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, turns 66 today. He was stripped of his royal titles last year because of his links to Epstein. He has denied any wrongdoing. And a statement from King Charles reads in part, "I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair, and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I have said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course." And Londoners are reacting today to the news about the arrest of a member of the royal family.
It's just a shame it's taken so long because he's been hiding behind his privilege and his position for many, many years. So, yes, it does give a strong message and it's necessary.
I don't think that just because you are related to the royal family, you should be above the law or have a different treatment from regular people.
CTV royal commentator Afia Hagan spoke to CP24 about the arrest.
No charges have been brought against Andrew Mountbatten Windsor at this time. We do have searches going on in Sandringham, in Windsor as well. Potentially we could see those searches widen to try and find evidence of this misconduct in public office. And of course, this relates to the time that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was a UK trade envoy. And what came out in the Epstein files is that he emailed Jeffrey Epstein details of his time as UK trade envoy in relation to a trip that he made to Asia and another trip that he made to Afghanistan. And those emails were sent in late 2010.
A motion to change the name of a Mississauga street, which bears the royal title held by Andrew, was rejected by City Council in the fall. And we spoke with the councillor that brought the motion forward to rename Duke of York Boulevard following the arrest today.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is not a good person. We saw from the BBC reporting recently that he's been arrested now. That's a terrible, terrible thing for all the victims to relive all the time. And one of the reasons I pushed the motion forward to rename Duke of York Boulevard here in Mississauga is because we don't want to keep reminding people that he was here, whether they're victims or survivors of him or Jeffrey Epstein. We want this community to be open and welcoming. We don't want to trigger them when they're coming to our community.
Duke of York Boulevard was named in commemoration of Andrew opening the Mississauga Civic Center back in 1987.
It's 5:25, 1 degree. This is Live at 5.
And up ahead, folk icon Joni Mitchell. She'll be honored at the upcoming Juno Awards.
Hot spot, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. To pave paradise, put up a parking.
Welcome back. A Canadian folk icon will be honored at next month's Juno Awards. Joni Mitchell will be presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Acclaimed singer-songwriters Sarah McLachlan and Alison Russell will perform a musical tribute to the 82-year-old during the ceremony. Mitchell was a key figure in the 1960s folk scene and has won 11 Grammy Awards and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. Rolling Stone named her one of the greatest songwriters of all time. The Junos will be handed out on March the 29th in Hamilton.
And the Raptors will play their first game since the NBA All-Star break tonight in Chicago against the Bulls.
And a turnover. Walter Scotty with a left-handed slam.
It's one of 10 games tonight on the NBA schedule. The Raptors are 5th in the East with a 32-23 record and are 16-10 on the road this season. Tip-off tonight is at 8 p.m.
It's 5:28, 1 degree. This is Live at 5.
And the Canadian women's hockey team fought their rivals, the United States, in a close gold medal match that ended in heartbreak and a 2-1 overtime win for the Americans.
Watch parties held in schools across the GTA as Canada loses to the U.S. in the gold medal game for women's hockey and overtime.
The federal government announces a new measures to combat extortion, a growing problem in Peel region.
And we are live on the Danforth tonight, getting reaction to the return of the Taste of the Danforth. This is Live at 5.
Hi, everybody. I'm Liz West.
And I'm Arda Zakarian. Welcome to Live at 5. The Canadians have lost to the Americans in the gold medal game in women's hockey. The United States winning 2-1 in overtime. Canada jumped out to a 1-0 lead with a shorthanded goal early in the second period. The Americans tied it up in the final minutes of the third. Canada securing a silver medal in defeat. And this was a scene at a bar in Italy as dejected Canadian fans reacted to the overtime goal. Canadians proud of the effort of the women's team, but disappointed in the end result as Canada came so close to another gold medal in a sport that the women have dominated at the Olympics.
This rivalry runs deep. It is long-seated between these two nations. And so once again, the gold medal has gone back to the U.S. Devastating outcome for Captain Clutch, Marie-Philippe Poulin. Her last Olympics, 5 Olympics with this team. So certainly very upsetting for her, but still going home with a silver medal, and fans here at this watch party telling me they have a lot to be proud of.
Watch parties held at schools across the city today, including here at Bessborough Drive Public School in East York.
It was fun to watch, and it was engaging, and it was like we were on our toes almost. And I think that in the end, I mean, Canada will come back hopefully and win gold some other time. It was a bunch of fun. I mean, the score doesn't really matter because even though they didn't get the gold, we all came and we celebrated women's hockey, and I think that's the most important part of this.
It was a really close game, and it was a little disappointing to realize that we lost since it was gold, but it's okay, but still a little disappointing.
It's kind of disappointing that they lost, but I feel like they played like a really good game, and it was like super close, especially since like we lost like 5-0 the time before that.
Prime Minister Mark Carney attended a watch party in BC today. He posted a message online after the game saying, "Nothing but proud. Congratulations on the silver, Team Canada."
And it's still not clear whether Sidney Crosby will suit up for Canada tomorrow. Crosby left yesterday's quarterfinal matchup against Czechia after suffering a leg injury midway through the second period. Coach John Cooper says the team is taking it day by day, and Crosby will play if he can. Canada's team plays Finland tomorrow morning with a spot in the gold medal game on the line. The United States takes on Slovakia in the other semifinal. Canada women's curling team has advanced to the playoffs at the Olympics. Rachel Homan beating South Korea 10-7 for a fifth straight win, despite starting the games 1-3. Canada finishes the preliminary round as one of the top 4 teams in the competition and will play Sweden tomorrow in the semifinal. In curling, Canada's men's team is heading to the gold medal match. The team, skipped by Brad Jacobs, is secured in its spot in the final with a 5-4 extra end win over Norway in the semifinals. Canada will face Great Britain on Saturday.
A man has serious injuries following a stabbing on Queen West. This happened just after 2 o'clock near Queen and Bathurst. The victim is believed to be in his 30s. He was stabbed inside a building and rushed to hospital. Police are still working on suspect information.
And police investigating after shots were fired in the Eglinton West area overnight. This was the scene at a condo complex near Keele and Cannon Jackson Drive. Police say shots were fired around 3 this morning. A glass pane on a balcony was broken, as well as a sliding glass door. No one injured. We spoke to residents about the gunfire.
Well, it sounds to me like it's targeted. That's what the police are saying. It sounds like it was targeted. Because if they're hitting on the 3rd floor, I mean, they could have hit anywhere, but, I mean, obviously, if they hit the 3rd floor, it sounds to me like they're going after somebody, right? And, I mean, I see this happening all the time. I mean, I see a lot of stuff when I'm living here. I see everything out here.
I used to live in 307 apartment, and the other one that got shot was my neighbor. So, my God, I don't know what happened. But after the shots, I didn't hear like police cars coming, nothing. It was like very quiet, silent, nothing. People screaming, nothing. That's why I thought it was not close to us, but now I'm scared. So.
Police haven't released many details, including any suspect descriptions or whether they think this was a targeted shooting.
The federal finance minister was in Mississauga today to announce new measures to combat extortion across the country. CP24's crime analyst Steve Ryan joins us live from Peel Region tonight with all those details. What does this mean, Steve?
Well, according to Peel Police and Mayor Brown's office, parts of the South Asian community in Brampton, in Peel Region, have been victims of extortions. We are told that many South Asian-owned businesses have been the targets of organized crime who are making these extortion demands. And as a result, Peel Police have put together a task force, and they are focused on disrupting and dismantling these criminal organizations. Now, we're showing you B-roll, and this is an example of just how emboldened these criminals are. This is surveillance video of a house that was shot at as a result of extortion demands not being met. So it's very important when it comes to gathering information for this type of investigation, and it's something that Peel Regional Police are committed to and are focused on. So back in January, the federal government announced that they were giving Peel Regional Police Services $1 million to assist with combating this type of criminality. And today, the federal government continued that commitment. The finance minister said that they are providing extra resources to police services, mainly in Ontario, Alberta, and British Columbia, so that these police agencies will be able to share intelligence when it comes to investigating organized crime, and banking institutions will also be given extra resources as well, so they will be able to recognize proceeds of crime that may have been obtained as a result of extortion. So earlier on, we did hear from the finance minister, and I spoke with the deputy mayor here in Brampton as well, and here's more from both of them. Let's listen.
That's why one of the most powerful tools we have is financial intelligence, because when we follow the money, we expose the networks behind these crimes, we identify those which are responsible, and we disrupt their ability to operate, whether it's here in the Peel region, in Canada, and even internationally.
I really don't know, but it is very peculiar because even today, the federal government announced there's regions that extortion is specifically an issue, and they mentioned Brampton, they mentioned Surrey. So these are hubs for the South Asian community. But it's devastating because us as elected officials, including Ruby, we know these families personally. We've known the hard work that it's taken for them to get where they are, to build these businesses. And these are the type of businesses that are really the backbone of our local economy. We're talking about logistics companies. We're talking about small restaurants.
You heard the deputy mayor there referred to Ruby. He was talking about Ruby Sahona. She is the MP here in North Brampton, Caledon. She's also the Secretary of State combating crime, and I spoke with her back in January at this summit as well. And she, like Mayor Brown and his council, are committed to not only assisting their constituents, but also assisting and supporting the Peel Regional Police as they work on disrupting and dismantling these criminal organizations who are alleged to be committing most of these extortions here in Brampton. I'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you so much for this, Steve. The GTHA is cleaning up from yet another winter storm. A messy mix of snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain led to dozens of collisions yesterday, along with transit delays and flight and school bus cancellations. At an event in Scarborough today, Mayor Olivia Chow was asked about the city's response to the latest storm.
It's a bit tough, mind you. The entire month of February had been in the deep freeze, and the last 30 days been deep freeze. And then we had 50 centimeters of snow in one day. So we are tough. We're resilient. We're Canadians. We didn't need to call the army.
Tomorrow may bring another messy mix of weather. Rain is expected to begin overnight and last through the morning before transitioning to flurries by the day's end.
All right, now let's check on the commute with CP24 traffic specialist Adjoa and Sayayebwa. Adjoa, how's it looking out there?
Still really busy, and a couple of problems making for an even busier go on most of the major area highways. We'll start on the 401 eastbound if you're heading into Pickering. So eastbound 401 in the collectors. This is just as you approach White's Road. It's the two right lanes blocked with an ongoing collision. That is what is slowing down the drive from well before Port Union. And then on the flip side, westbound 401, pretty busy, both core and collectors, starting from the DVP all the way out to Keele. We're in the collectors. Now it does look like they are blocking the two left lanes following an ongoing crash. Even more problems on the southbound 427. This is in the express through Dundas. Collision has the left lane blocked. And if you're headed towards the QEW, pretty slow going on the Niagara bound side, starting from Appleby line out to Brent. Now, we were dealing with a long-standing stall. It was in the left lane. Situation did all clear. Outside of camera view, northbound 400 up at Teston, we're dealing with the vehicle fire cleanup. It does have a couple of lanes off limits. And I'm going to send it over to Samantha TC at the TTC Transit Control Center. Samantha, hearing there were issues on TTC Line 1, are they still happening?
Thanks, Joyce. We did have an earlier issue along Line 1 at our St. Clair station with a security incident, but that has since cleared. Regular service has resumed. We did have an earlier issue on Line 6 between Finch West and Tobermory stations. That has also cleared, so I'm happy to report it's smooth sailing on all LRT and underground subway lines right now. And now, if you are headed out late tonight, we do have 2 planned subway closures you should be aware of. So first, looking at Line 1, starting at 11 p.m., there will be a no subway service between the Finch and Eglinton stations, and this is for planned signal work. Now, if you are going to be headed on Line 2, starting at midnight, there will be no service between Keele Station and St. George because of track work. Now, shuttle buses will run for both of these closures, but not to worry, this closure will only be throughout the night, with regular service set to resume at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, just in time for the morning commute. Now, to stay up to date with the latest, you can check us out at ttc.ca or follow TTC Notices on X. That's it from us at Transit Control. I'll send it back to you, Art and Liz, in the newsroom.
All right, thanks for that, Samantha. TC at TTC's Control. It's 5:43, 1 degree, feeling more like -3, though. It is live at 5.
And coming up, we're live on the Danforth tonight, getting reaction to the return of the Taste of the Danforth Festival. CJ Lou is there, and we'll bring that to us. Welcome back. Food Banks Mississauga has launched its annual Ramadan Give 30 fundraising campaign. Funds raised during this special effort will help feed food bank visitors across Mississauga and allow the food bank to source more halal food for those in the Muslim community. We spoke to Food Banks Mississauga CEO Megan Nichols about how community members can support the campaign.
If you're able to make a financial donation, we can stretch those really far. $1 allows us to provide over $4 worth of food that we can get donated. And so that's a way just to make sure that there's food year round for the over 50,000 people here in Mississauga who rely on a food bank every single month.
The campaign runs through March the 19th.
And the Taste of the Danforth is set to return this summer for the first time since 2023. Premier Doug Ford offered just yesterday to help revive the popular summer festival. CP24's CJ Lou joins us live from the Danforth right now. Where are you?
I am at Alexandro's Takeout, and take a look at this juicy gyro meat behind me. Chef's kiss, delicious. And you can get a whole lot of this at the Taste of Danforth this year. It is making a comeback after being canceled for 2 years. The last time the Taste of Danforth was held was in 2023, and it's back again this year. Premier Doug Ford says he's going to give some money to the festival, and same with Mayor Olivia Chow. And here to talk about what this means for the businesses here in Greetown, I'm here with Noor. He is the manager here at Alexandro. What was your reaction to the news today, hearing that Taste of Danforth is going to be back?
The moment I heard that, I was super excited about this. This year, Taste of Danforth is coming back. And for us, for all the business owners in Danforth, it's a great news. And Alexandro's here in Danforth is for decades. And so many people love our food. And it's an opportunity for everyone to come here to try our food. And it's a festival. And we want to celebrate this festival all together.
So circle your calendars, August 7th to 9th. That is when the festival is expected to come back. It's just a 3-day festival, but you were telling me the benefits of that carry on all year?
Yeah, it carries. Like when people comes here, so basically this is Greek town. So most of the restaurants here are Greek restaurants. And people get to taste Greek food. And like for a whole year, if someone wants to taste some Greek food, like authentic Greek food in Toronto, it definitely comes back. And it helps us to grow our business, to keep our customers and everything.
So exciting. I'm getting excited looking at your patio here, too. It's covered in snow, but it's going to be extremely busy when the Taste of Danforth comes back. Now, the festival has been running since 1993, and around 1 million people come by every single year. When you think about the foot traffic, how do you even begin to prepare for that?
Well, it's a tough game for us. On Taste of Danforth, we increases our staffs. We try to make people it's a festival. So many people working in the restaurant. It's a busy day, and definitely it's the summer, so it's a festival moment. So yeah, we prepare for a week when Taste of Danforth is coming, and it keeps going on.
Well, you have about half a year left to go until the Taste of Danforth, so thank you so much, Nor. We appreciate your time today. And again, it's happening August 7th to 9th. That is what the organizers are telling us right now. And I'm getting excited thinking about it, Liz and Arda. Just think about the sun, the smell of Greek food, walking around the Danforth. It's going to be great.
Okay, Sija, have you had a bite of a gyro yet, though? Have you tried the sandwich?
No, well, I've had plenty of gyros in my life, but not right now. I hopefully I can try some of that later off camera, and I'll try and bring you guys back some to the station.
You're making me hungry. I am so hungry watching this. It looks delicious. Okay, thanks for that. That's Sija Liu live on the Danforth. It's 5:51 degrees, feeling like -3. You're hungry, aren't you?
Yeah, that sounds like a promise to me. Bring you back to the station, and we're going to hold you to that, Sija. Up ahead, the brother of King Charles, the former Prince Andrew, has been released after being arrested today on his birthday.
The former Prince Andrew has been released from custody hours after he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Andrew was photographed in the back of a vehicle leaving a police station in eastern England, not far from his home, and police say he was released under investigation, meaning he's neither been charged nor exonerated. Andrew's arrest is the first of a senior British royal in nearly 4 centuries. And police say they opened an investigation after assessing reports that Andrew sent confidential trade reports to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein back in 2010. At the time, he was Britain's special envoy for international trade. And the former prince, who is now known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, turned 66 today. He was stripped of his royal titles last year because of his links to Epstein. He has denied any wrongdoing.
Today also happens to be Andrew's birthday. CTV's royal commentator Afia Hagen spoke to CP24 about the arrest.
We have been talking about Andrew and Epstein in the same sentence, their relationship, for more than 20 years. You talked about Andrew's 66th birthday. I think that is significant because we had an increased presence of photographers at Sandringham this morning, perhaps hoping to catch pictures of a member of the family going to see Andrew on his birthday. Instead, what they saw was those unmarked police cars pulling up, those detectives getting out, and people could tell immediately that, look, this isn't the normal cars of protection officers or of the family. We could tell that those were the particular cars that the police used. So that meant that that news broke very early on.
It's 5:54, a very pleasant 1 degree. This is Live at 5.
Up ahead, a Toronto doctor has been presented with the key to the city. That's coming up next.
A Toronto doctor honored by Mayor Chow at a ceremony in Scarborough today.
It is a great honor for me to present to you Dr. Joseph Wong with the key to the city of Toronto. Please come forward.
Dr. Joseph Wong was recognized for his lifelong commitment to philanthropy and advocacy. Since 1976, Dr. Wong has supported refugees. He's raised funds for medical research and disaster relief, helped found the Chinese-Canadian National Council, and advanced multicultural services through leadership roles, including chair of the board of the United Way of Greater Toronto. Dr. Wong says it took a whole team to create change.
It is not a person, it is a movement. It's a movement initially by many students from Hong Kong and later on joined by so many others. So I want to acknowledge your contribution, acknowledge your effort, and we work selflessly and tirelessly together. So there has been no battle that we did not win.
Dr. Wong's advocacy led to the creation of the first Yi Hong Center, a culturally appropriate home for seniors, which is now the largest seniors care center in North America. He's also the founder of Alpha Education and the Wong Avery Asia Pacific Peace Museum, which promotes peace and humanity education.
It's 5:59, 1 degree. This is Live at 5. Thanks for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.